Alright, so today we're going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to unbox Ice. Ice is the sword of Eddard Stark, made by Valyrian Steel. And I usually don't do unboxings at all, just because I think it's kind of lame if you don't own the product. Why would you watch other people unbox it? But in this case, it really doesn't do any justice, the pictures that people put online, and it's kind of exciting to show people what exactly is in this huge box. And as you can see, the box is kind of big, and what we're going to do today is a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to show you the contents of the box, which usually are the sword itself, the mounting plaque, and the certificate of authenticity signed by G.R.R. Martin, the creator of the world itself, the world of the stairs. Then I'm going to show you how it compares to other swords made by Valyrian Steel, such as Needle and the Longclaw. And we'll begin. So as you can see, the sword itself comes in a brown box. On the side, as Valyrian Steel states, it does say the number, the serial number, which is 1400, kind of cool. The VS0003 that you see is actually the serial number of the sword. The Longclaw was 01, Needle was 02, and so on and so on. And you can see the name of the sword itself. Alright, so to the actual unboxing part. The sword itself comes in a printed box, which is, as I guess, inside this brown box. And it came with Longclaw, it came with needles, so I don't think Ice should be an exception. Let's see. We'll just be careful not to damage this box that is inside, just for collector's value, I guess. Alright. And as I thought, there is indeed a box within a box. Here we go. Just like with the other swords by Valyrian Steel, it explains what exactly it is, the story behind it, the specs of the sword. And on the front we can see the actual sword that's going to be inside the box. Alright. And this is very exciting, which you'll be able to see in a second. Alright, so this is how the sword comes, packed in styrofoam, and the sword itself is a protected nylon bag with silica gel just to keep moisture out of it. And unfortunately I don't have a lot of light in here, so you can see how incredible the sword is. And as I said, videos and photos don't do justice, so let's see, let's do the actual unpacking further. What you can see in here, it's the actual mounting plaque with the certificate of authenticity inside, as I guess. quite heavy, as it should be. Alright, so this is the certificate. Quite similar to Longclaw and Needle. The only difference with Needle and those two is that the paper itself is kind of small, or actually it's smaller just because the sword itself is small. So we're going to put it aside and open the mounting plate. It's all very nicely packed, it's all tight, and fits quite perfectly, I have to admit, so no complaints here. The wall plate itself comes in a bag as well, a bag that kind of sticks to it. Alright, and those are the colors of House Stark, as everybody knows who buys this sword. The nice thing that is a little bit different, that this time they actually came, the mounting plate itself came with those little thingies that prevent scuffing the wall. So it did come with the previous swords, but you had to attach it yourself. Not a big thing, but a really nice nonetheless. This is the mounting hardware and the actual holders that go in place. So I'm going to unpack the sword, lay it down with ice and Longclaw and Needle itself, and we're going to get Kitty out so Kitty won't get harmed. Alright. And as you guys can see, we have the 3 swords made by Valyrian steel. They're all from George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire saga. We have Needle, we have Longclaw in the middle, and we have Ice on top. We will start with the smallest sword, Needle, the sword of Eddard Stark. And it's a really nicely executed sword. Like all swords made by Valyrian steel, they're actually worth the wait. So you guys have seen the sword before. I'm sure there is an unboxing video on YouTube, so we'll move to the next one. This is Longclaw, the sword of Jon Snow. Quite large, quite heavy, with a nice pattern. Although it's not the Damascus version of the sword, it's still really nice. And let's see if you can see the pattern. The best part of all those swords is that their tips are really pointy. So they're not battle ready, as a lot of people are wondering, and I wouldn't use them for practice battle anyway. But in any case, this is ice. Now, as you guys can see, the pattern is quite different on both swords. So ice is quite wider, which is understandable because it's a two-hand sword, while Jon Snow's is a bastard sword. And this is the hilt. It says winter is coming. It's a really nice and nicely done sword. The only thing is you can actually smell the glue from the leather. Not a bad thing because it's gonna go away, but it's not gonna come out. So the smell itself will go out, but it's not gonna, the leather itself is not gonna peel, which is a good thing. This is also leather, as well as this one. Unlike the box, which stated that this sword is 1400 in the series, you can't really see it here, but, and first of all, because it's upside down, but it actually says Valyrian Steel Collection, Ice, number 365 or 355, I haven't figured it out, one of 2000. So, unlike Longclaw, which says that it's number 586, and this is one of 2500, this is quite different. So, I guess the warehouse made a mistake and shipped me a smaller number, which I don't complain by any means. So these are the swords. They're gonna go on my wall, and obviously pictures will be posted. As you can see, once again, those are the swords in their real size. I am actually, my height is 5'8", so I guess it's a good perspective and not just by the pictures. It's quite a nice sword. As I said, they're all sharp in the end. They're not sharpened on their edges, and I wouldn't sharpen them anyway. Needle. This is a hand and a half sword. Longclaw. And of course the latest, Ice. Once again, Valyrian Steel, you made an excellent job, and I wouldn't change anything in the production. The only thing I can suggest, if it's doable for next items, next swords and weapons, I would actually take the time and try to send people numbers according to the time that they're actually placed in order. So the first one goes to the first, unless it goes to eBay, second goes to the second, and so on and so on. I know 2,000, 2,500 swords is quite a large number, but still I think it's going to be a nice gesture for the fans, or at least the people that pre-order first, and not just order when the sword comes out. Once again, thank you very much, and can't wait to put the pre-order on the Warhammer. Thank you.